So this video is about making a ground for your amplifier. I had to replace this ground wire that goes to the amplifier because I was having amp problems, and I was trying to figure out why my amp was shutting off and on, kept on shutting off, turn it back on. So I checked every other connection but the ground wire. And when I checked this one before I replaced it, I tried to unscrew it. It was just covered with black tape. I don't like black tape. I took it off. The wire just basically broke off from the ring. So that was a bad ground, and probably the main cause of why my amp was cutting in and out. So I decided to replace the whole ground. Not going to there. Well, not only that, ground for the amp. Oh, I don't have the amp there. It's at a shop to see if the problem was with the amp. Well, if they say the amp wasn't the problem, then the ground wire was the main problem. So I would find out here probably in the next week or so when I get it back. So not only the amp ground I have replaced that ground too that goes to the capacitor. I shaved it down as much as I can. Same thing with that one there. Shaved it as much as I can. I try to crimp it down as much as I can there to make a tight connection on both. Shaved the surface down to as far as I can to the metal. Same thing with that one. And the surfaces, I use sanitizer to wipe off the surface to make it a clean connection. Same with this one. And after that, I put petroleum jelly to cover it up. That's for both. You could use clear coat spray paint. I used that the first time. This time I wanted to use petroleum jelly. Don't matter which one you use. The same 4-gauge wire. I replaced both the wires and all. The amp is discharged, so the capacitor, well, the capacitor is discharged, so the capacitor is not going to kick on. The fuse in the front, the inline fuse for the main power going to the power source to the battery, is not working right now because the fuse is not in there. So everything is not active right now. The cord is just for the power wire is disconnected for now until I get the amp to see what's wrong with it, if anything was wrong with it. So the ground wire, I was reading an article about the number one cause of amps not function correctly is because of bad ground wire. and where the grounding is. It's kind of in the same area right over here. This is the same place where I've grounded both wires and hasn't given me a problem. The best place to ground wires is right underneath the seat, the bolts that go to like the major part of the frame. I use these ones easier to connect and all. So that's my video of me replacing these ground wires, and when I get my amp back, it should work just fine and all. Everything is crimped down, the surface is shaved down as clean as possible for both. So when I get the amp back, hopefully it'll work. All right.